Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you how to answer the phone more effectively. I walk into clinics and speak with clinic owners every day, and I'm amazed at how many times I see poor phone call etiquette. So what I thought I would do here is give up some tips for both the receptionist as well as the clinic owner on how to operate more effectively, how to operate their front end more effectively. Um, so there's a few different goals just depending on who's calling. If it's a new patient, the goal is to get them in the office for an appointment or a consult. A lot of the times, patients like to meet their service provider or get a feel for the clinic. That's great. If we can get them through the doors, we have a much better chance of booking them in for an appointment. So I always encourage businesses who aren't sure if they have extra time in their schedule. Try to get new patients in through the door, meet them, talk to them, get a feel for what their pains are, what they're looking for out of a practitioner, because the lifetime value of a new customer can be thousands of dollars. If all they need is a quick 15-minute consult, I certainly encourage you to give that to them if that's what they're looking for. You might just have to answer some questions on the phone for them about what services you offer, what the practitioners are like. So another thing I would encourage is to have your reception fully trained, make sure they know all about the different services. But we'll get into some more tips as we move forward here. But also another goal, if it's a new patient calling, is just to find out who referred them or how they heard about you. If they found you on Yelp, if they found you on Connect the Doc, if they found you using Google AdWords, if you can find out how they find you, you're going to have better insight as to which marketing methods are more effective or which patients are referring you business. And then you can make sure you thank that patient down the road. If it's an existing patient, really the goal is just to keep them happy. If you put an existing patient on hold for 5 minutes and then you don't have an appointment available for them when they do speak with you, they're going to be pretty ticked off. Sometimes they'll even leave, or at the very least, they're not going to tell their friends about how awesome you are. So if you have an existing patient, your only goal is to keep them happy with as little hold time as possible and to schedule them in for an appointment that works well for them. Everything I recommend is going to be patient-centered because at the end of the day, if we can keep our patients happy, they're going to be giving you referrals, they're going to be coming back for more business. So let's keep going here. Here's some tips for your receptionist and front end. Make sure that when they're speaking with patients, whether it's a new or existing patient, that they get the patient's name, preferably early in the call. As you speak with someone, if you're able to address them by their name, it's more personal, and if we're able to make our phone calls more personal, we're going to increase the number of conversions. Also, one of the things I really recommend is having a call log. This can just be a printed piece of paper that you just keep up at the front. And if someone says their name, you quickly write down your name, you ask them why they're calling, who referred them, or how they heard about you, and you just fill out, maybe a quick four-letter spreadsheet style call log. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you a little bit of basic tracking information, which you can record at the end of the day, or even just to get some insight. Again, information is really powerful here. All we're trying to do is capture that information before we forget. Receptionists are doing so many things every day. They're not going to be remember, who called when and how they heard about you. So have a call log. It makes it easier for everyone. Um, Now, if the patient is going to experience some hold time, what I always recommend is just say, "Hey, Mike, really appreciate you calling. I'm actually on four other lines right now, and I'm really, really sorry that if I put you on hold, you're actually going to be on hold for several minutes. How about I grab your number and I'm going to call you back when things slow down a bit, maybe in about 5 to 7 minutes. Would you prefer, that option?" And 9 times out of 10, patients are going to prefer a callback because no one likes to get put on hold. When you do call them back, make sure you really thank them for being patient, even though they weren't put on hold. If you do put a patient on hold, or if they do prefer to be put on hold and wait, make sure you have some messaging. A lot of the times you're going to have the radio or you're going to have blank silence. What I recommend is have some messaging. Let patients know who are waiting that, hey, we have a referral program. Hey, have you heard about our wellness package? Did you know that treatment X does X, Y, and Z? This is prime education opportunity, and make sure you use that opportunity to inform your patients. Whenever you can, use automated services for email and call reminders. If your receptionist's job for the last 2 hours of every day is to just call everyone for next day's appointments, you're wasting 2 hours of your time, because for 49 bucks a month you can find a service that will actually email or remind the patients via call. One thing I mentioned earlier, which I don't have on this tips page here, is to make sure your receptionist understands the treatments and has experienced them. I always encourage that you treat your staff so that they can speak about the different services you offer from a personal, from an opinion that they've already experienced the treatment. Especially if you're in a service industry like physio, chiro, massage. I mean, when someone speaks about it, it's like, when I saw Dr. So-and-so for my back adjustment, I can't tell you how gentle he was. I can't tell you how amazing he was. He asked so many questions I didn't even know. And also make sure that they're educated, because patients who are calling will have questions. So really make sure you educate your staff, make sure they've experienced your treatments, and make sure they follow some of these tips here for the best front end experience. Now, here are some tips for you, the business owner or office manager. It is so important to hire the right receptionist. I see so many businesses who try to take shortcuts, hiring people at lower wages, who maybe they're from another country and they don't speak English as their primary language, or maybe they're just a little bit older and grumpy. At the end of the day, your reception, whoever's on the phone, is going to be probably your first impression, if not your website, but it's probably going to be your first kind of real communicative point of view, or the person's first impression of you. I cannot tell you how critical it is for your business to hire someone who's happy, someone who smiles, someone who's energetic, someone who's a go-getter. There is that talent around. You have to find them. You have to pay them right. You have to motivate them. But it is 100% the most important, job outside of the actual practitioners is the reception. Um, so make sure you clearly define their job duties and hold them accountable for what needs to be done. If you have an office policy that every call has to be recorded in the call log, and they say they're too busy to do that, make sure that you hold them accountable, because that's in their job. It's important for you to measure things like how well your marketing is going. If someone's not able to track how effective something is, then you're going to have no idea whether or not you're wasting money on your marketing. So make sure you're holding them accountable for what their job duties are, and that's why you're paying them. That's why you're going to be paying them a premium. I always recommend that clinics set up call recordings for training and measurement purposes. This is just going to help see the volume of calls that your office is getting, and it's going to basically be able to help you see if you're missing out on any opportunities. If you're getting 100 qualified calls every day and you're only booking in one, then something's wrong, because obviously someone's interested, but your receptionist is unable to get them into the schedule. Maybe that means your schedule is too busy. Maybe that means your receptionist isn't converting those customers. But at the end of the day, you need to see what's going on. So make sure you set up call recordings for training and measurement purposes. This should be obvious, put the customer first, but it's amazing how many times it's not. Some practitioners or some clinic owners would prefer to squeeze the patient into a bad time than maybe accommodate them during a time that works well with them. If you can squeeze a patient in at 5 p.m. even though your office is about to close, and that's better for the patient, I would highly encourage you do that. Something my dad always says, he says, patients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I think that's really relevant, and I think it's really important that you focus on your patients first, because your patients are they're your first line of marketing. They're going to refer you customers. They're going to come back for more business. You're going to be able to upsell them and cross-sell them on different services and different wellness programs. So really, really make sure you're taking care of the customer first. Probably the most important and very, very critical thing in any business is you have to incentivize the people who work for you. Almost no businesses and almost no healthcare businesses or no clinics are actually doing this properly, but it's really, really beneficial for you to set up some goals and have a bonus system in place for excellent performance. If you can incentivize your staff, let them know you're running a business, tell them, these are our goals as far as revenue goes, as far as patient booking goes, as far as new patient goes, go out there, make that extra step. Maybe they'll come in 15-20 minutes before to get ready for the day. Maybe they'll stay 15-20 minutes after to make sure everything's done perfectly, because they know if they can be more efficient during the next day and operate a higher, capacity, higher efficiency, they're going to activate that bonus if they hit certain numbers. So make sure you set goals and incentivize your staff, because that's going to, at the end of the day, that's going to result in more money, more patients, more people you're able to help. You're going to be able to do what you do best and more of it. So thank you for listening to this video about how to answer the phone and some reception tips. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My phone number is Nasheel, Nasheel, at connectthedoc.com. As you know, I'm the founder of Connect the Doc. We have a great service here for you, so please let me know if you have any questions about your marketing, how to run your office, how to manage it, or anything like that, and I'm happy to help. So thanks for watching this video, and look forward to speaking soon.